Back now on Triad today, and some people are so busy they just can't even get here, but we like them to come, and that's this guest, J. Paul, our director. Let's see Lorelei Elkins. She's a good friend of the show, and she's been here before, and we're so glad anytime she can be with us. She's Regional Program Coordinator for Triad Air Awareness, and thanks for being here.
Happy to be back.
Let's for folks that might have missed some of the segments we did last year about this time, what's the Air Quality Index?
Well, about this time of year, the weather gets hot and nasty, and that also means the air pollution levels go up. They kind of go hand in hand. And the Air Quality Index is a way to tell exactly how much pollution is in the air at any given time. The EPA came up with this standard, and it basically assigns a color to a pollution level. So
the worst color and the best color, what's your range? What would it be?
Well, in this area, we have green is good, and then yellow goes up to moderate. And then we have orange, which is unhealthy for sensitive groups. And most of us fall into that sensitive groups category. And occasionally we see an air quality index of code red here. Some other places see purple on a regular basis. Fingers crossed we won't get there.
Well, how can you protect your health on days when the air pollution is really bad?
Well, it has to do with how much air you're taking into your lungs. Of course, the more air you take into your lungs, the more pollution you're taking into your lungs as well. So this is a concern for children who happen to be very active outside, often in the summertime, or people that work outside, or athletes, or anybody in like a sports program or whatnot. And basically, the EPA recommends that you reduce your physical activity on the days when the air pollution is bad. So
Are you saying this would be any age, even if you're a healthy person, you think people should restrict their activity on a bad air day?
Absolutely. If you usually take an hour jog at lunchtime or whatever, a 45-minute jog, cut it back a little bit. Ground level ozone acts as an irritant on your lungs, and your lungs are not working as efficiently as they would on a day when the air is clean.
Well, what about, especially, like my dad who passed away with COPD, and a lot of people have lung problems, pulmonary obstruction, that kind of thing. I would think that, seriously, they would need to really be checking, or their families would, checking this index just religiously every day, wouldn't they?
You can get the air quality forecast on the website, triadair.org, or you can subscribe to it via email, so it comes into your email either every day or only when the air quality is bad.
Is there a way you can get stuff through the mail or whatever? Let's say that somebody's elderly, they don't do the internet. I mean, how do they know if it's a bad air day? Or?
There's actually a phone number you can call, and that is through the Division of Air Quality, and you can go to ncair.org, it's their website.
All right, now say that website one more time, because I'm going to write it.
ncair.org.
Okay.
And the phone number is RU4NC-AIR, and it's a 1-800 number if you don't have internet access.
Okay, good.
But most of the newspapers and broadcast news are doing a pretty good job about putting that information out there when the air quality is bad.
Now, when will we start seeing a lot of code orange days?
Well, hopefully never. I am confident that our air quality problems are actually getting better. At the end of the summer, the EPA comes out with some new standards for ground level ozone, which will be a little bit more health protective. So maybe next year we'll see a few more. It doesn't mean the air is getting worse. It means that the standards are getting a little tighter.
Well, one way to avoid contributing to this air pollution, of course, is to use alternate forms of transportation. Unfortunately, and that reminds me that the good folks at PART helped make this segment possible. Their website is www.partnc.org. Speaking of which, the PART, and you were very involved in the Triad Commute Challenge, which goes through July 9th, where you basically encourage people to do what?
We encourage them to find a different way to get to work or get around other than driving by themselves in their car, because those vehicle miles really add to the emissions that contribute to our air quality
Absolutely.
problem.
So I'm going to say these things again one more time, www.partnc.org. That will also tell you things about like bus routes for the PART buses and schedules, but it will also give you information about Triad Commute Challenge, and then the one that Lorelei gave earlier, ncair.org, and then that 800 phone number, RU4NC-AIR. Really easy to remember, and especially, I'm telling you from experience, folks, if you're a family member and needs to pay attention to this, help them out and check out the index. And thanks for doing this.
My pleasure. Glad to be here.
You're always so helpful and help us learn this stuff.
I'm glad.
All right, come back and we'll do it again. We'll be right